And speaking of basketball, four-court press, baby, things are getting spicy. We are in the NBA Finals. But oddly enough, that's the calmest part of the basketball world right now. But we will
wrong gender.
Yeah, but we will jump into that. Let me go ahead and switch to the right graphic. There we go. Yeah. So you had my Thunder. Oh my God, the number one seed Thunder falling to the Mavericks. That was a rough one, 4-2 in the series. And then you had the Nuggets falling to the Timberwolves. Did they get swept in that one? I can't remember. I think they maybe won one game, right?
No, it was they went seven.
Okay,
They went
okay.
7.
That one did go 7. Okay.
Yeah.
But the Mavericks and Timberwolves did not,
Nope.
ladies and gentlemen. Mavericks definitely showing that they have had the toughest route statistically in a while. I think they're like number 2 or number 3 all time as far as pre playoff rankings for teams that have over 50 wins. But yeah, no, they ended up topping the Wolves. I know Sully had some videos. I forgot about that. Turned out to be AI videos, but they're still very entertaining. So we may be able to bring those up after.
Follow the Discord. Are you sure he said that? And when we kind of researched it, like, no.
Yeah, that's great, though. Yeah, we'll put in the Discord. And if you're not a part of the Discord, join. Link is in the description below. So definitely jump on board. I mean, it's Ruckus for a name, because it's a pretty wild time in there. But anyways, but on the other side of the bracket in the East, the Pacers topped the Knicks, which was a pretty big upset. And the Pacers themselves, I mean, I was cheering for them against the Celtics. But I mean, it's the Celtics, man. I mean, it's almost like it's their season to lose, even though the Mavs are kind of really putting up a lot of contention. But Josh Soul, what say you all on that?
So
I'm rooting for Dallas, mostly because it's funny that as a Miami Heat fan, in the olden days, it was the Knicks who were kind of our rivals. But now, even though the Knicks were way better this year, for a while they've been kind of shit. So it's like, oh, we don't have to worry about the Knicks at all. And it's the Celtics who we keep meeting in the playoffs year after year after year after year. So the Boston has kind of become our rivals there. So it's funny that, like, kind of similar with Josh in Cincinnati, where he hates FC Cincinnati but loves Cincinnati Reds, where I'm a Boston Red Sox fan, but now I don't like I hate the Patriots, and now I don't like the Celtics. So I'm rooting for Dallas, and Luka is fun, and Kyrie is Kyrie.
Dude.
So there's that. And my family, we were watching the Florida Panther game, and we were switching back and forth that last game. Like, we kept going, damn, to the score line.
Yeah.
On the last game 5. So when you have that moment where everyone's just like, yeah, we give up, let's put our bench out on the court to finish this game out on both sides, it was interesting.
Yeah. And they did that to both. Not just the Timberwolves, they did that to the Thunder as well. Like their final games, they are putting these teams away. Josh, what do you think of the Celtics series and their climb on the East bracket as well as the Mavs?
The Celtics series basically went the way it went, but the thing is, you got to realize every team that they've played their like best 2 or 3 players ended up getting hurt and not playing. Now the Pacers is a different story. Yes, it wasn't Halliburton, but I forget who on the Pacers ended up not playing the last game where they swept them and stuff. Because I mean, at the end of the day, they're just like it's done. Yeah. On that, I know in the comments, Jeremy was saying if the Knicks were healthy, that he feel like they could have made the finals. Now that Knicks Pacers maybe, but that Knicks Pacers series was definitely my favorite series of the tournament, other than the Wolves Nuggets. I thought that was a really fun series as well, just because that was like the emergence of Anthony Edwards, or Ant Edwards, some people like to call him. But that was a series where, like, all right, this dude's legit. He's the next generational talent. But the thing is, I would say too, the 76ers, Joel Embiid was hurt as well, and they went as far as his body could physically push him there. But the Celtics basically kind of they are that team. I think they're the most complete team. But that's why I'm really intrigued about how this is going to end up, is because the Celtics, this is it. Like if you don't win it now, I just don't know how you're going to keep that team together with the Drew Holiday at the point as good as he is with defense. If Porzingis could get back, and then you have the Tatum Brown combination. I'm not seeing them going anywhere, but the pieces around them that they haven't been able to get over the hump. They've been making the finals or the Eastern Conference Finals like for the past like 5 years or something like that. They've been like right there. But Luka, Kyrie, for some reason, Jason Kidd has touched into that crazy psyche of Kyrie, and he's actually playing one within the cohesion of the unit, which is something that he always gets crap for and goes off and does his Kyrie-isms and flat earth type mentality out there. Where this team is playing. The Derek Wiley that they picked up from Duke, because they basically tanked last year for this reason. And they tanked without saying they were tanking. But they basically just kind of tanked so they could get a Derek Lively. That's it, Derek Lively out of Duke, the center. And that's really but I just like the Celtics overall roster more than Dallas. But Dallas has Luka and Kyrie, and I think Luka and Kyrie are better than Tatum and Brown. And those are two 4 guys going at each other. So I think the Celtics still will take it because I like their overall roster with Derek Wright and stuff like that.
Giff agrees with you. He says Celtics in 6. Boo.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I mean, the Mavs just seem like they have
that extra
much
gear
more
that you didn't know they
momentum.
had. It's that extra gear I didn't think they had.
Yeah.
The Mavs and Celtics are both Heat rivals, but you can't hate Luka. You just can't.
Dude.
When he turned around and told that fan to sit the fuck down, I was like, I don't know why, but I like that.
Dude. I mean, dude, I've been watching like so many like highlight films and actually watched one. I think it was like the top playoff comebacks for Mavs, and it's funny because the Heat were in a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a lot of final games where it was Heat versus Mavs, and then also you had the great rivalry between the Spurs and the Mavs. They're in the same state of Texas, but it also had the Oklahoma ones. But regardless, like with those, I mean, just watching a lot of more footage of them kind of researching for the show, but then honestly just kind of becoming a little bit of a Doncic fan. And and Kyrie kind of revitalizing. Yeah, yes, I'm sorry.
Do you think Jokic is rooting for Dallas because it's a horse?
Huh? Yeah. No, he's a Yugoslavian brother.
Yeah, no, he's just happy that he doesn't have to play basketball for another like 3 or 4 months.
Dude, right? Yeah, the guy's
like, my wife wakes me up. I have to play basketball. I don't want to play basketball. I want to ride horse.
Yeah, but no, just like falling in love with Luka. Like, I mean, the trick shots he's been doing. Kind of like in the the shoot rounds. And you can just see him getting better and better. And almost making it look effortless, which is annoying as hell. But I just think they've got momentum, and that's very huge. I mean, not saying that the Celtics swept the Pacers, but I mean, at the same time, I mean, the asterisk is that everybody's been injured. So have they really been challenged, or have they really been coasting? And
the East is just injuries on all sides.
yeah, and that could very well help them because maybe they have a little bit of an easier route, which means they're less prone to injury. Whereas the Mavs started off injured. Doncic was actually injured during the Thunder one, and I was really hoping we were going to pull that out because of that. But no, they had something else to say. So we'll see. It's exciting. I'm pulling for the Mavs. But I mean, I'll be contrary to Giff, and I'll say Mavs in 6. Josh, what do you say? I mean, this is on record on the internet forever.
I finally think the Celtics get out of their own damn way because they finally have the roster. It's a complete roster. They didn't have a Drew Holiday. They've never they had a Marcus.
So important.
It is Drew Holiday. Okay. You know what?
Lauren Holiday's husband.
you know who? Hey, he's a brother of 2 other NBA players. Okay. Anyway, you know who? When the Bucks won it, you know who their point guard was? Drew Holiday. You know why they got knocked out? Not because Giannis was hurt, but because they didn't have Drew Holiday. Like he's an integral part of that because they basically replaced Marcus Smart with Drew Holiday, and that team is just he's better than that as far as defensively and just running the point and not trying to be the scorer, just being the facilitator and the defender that you need him to be. I know, weird NBA and defending. It's kind of weird when you say it out loud, but it's
especially
true.
in 2024. Yeah,
Especially 2024. But I'm like that, and then like they were saying, if I don't think Porzingis is ever going to be 100%. I mean, that he's messed up his knee pretty bad, or his leg, something in his leg. But Derek White's really good, and but that being said, the Mavs have the best player. He's had the best player. They've had the best player ever since Joker went out. So
okay. So what do you say?
I'm saying the Celtics. I said the Celtics.
All I asked
for
was one sentence.
No, you know what I'm going to do.
And Jeremy Miller is agreeing Vegas has the Celtics, but every person I see takes the Mavs. I got the Celtics in 6, especially if Porzingis is back.
Yeah,
he won't be.
I mean, for the whole season, the series, or
I think he's going to try and push it, and it's not going to work.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, when you try to rush injuries. So, what do you got?
I'm going Dallas. I don't know, probably in 7. It's going to go in 7. Yeah,
dude, I love a good game 7. Yeah,
Especially
game 7, just like from the tip-offs, those are freaking electric. Got to go to one where I think it was the Grizzlies and the Thunder back in like 2014, 16, something like that. God, it's so much fun. I mean, they really don't, like game 7s. They don't even need to have chairs because you're not even sitting at all. You're just standing up the whole time.
No.
So,
yeah.
So I want that.